Picture this. You're launching your dream business, but behind the scenes, maybe you're making some mistakes that could cost you big time. Sound familiar? Don't worry, we've all been there. Today on In Good Company, I'm sharing the top 5 mistakes that I made as a new entrepreneur and how you can avoid them. You're welcome. But before we dive in, let's hit that subscribe button. Subscribing means that you will never miss an episode that's packed with those tips and insights and stories to help you avoid those pitfalls and build your business with confidence. All right, let's dive in. Here's the thing. Building a business can feel somewhat like a roller coaster. It's exciting, it's challenging, and a little scary. But here's the good news. You're not in this alone. Welcome to In Good Company, the podcast where we bring together entrepreneurs, experts, and real stories to help you navigate every twist and turn of business. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your dream, you're in the right place. So let's dive in. So mistake number 1, thinking revenue equals success. So I have spoken about this before. Hopefully you listened to my first episode. But here's the truth. $10,000 in revenue means nothing if you spend $12,000 in expenses. You're upside down. Cash flow is what keeps the lights on, literally. How do you get past that, right? Keeping track of your cash flow weekly is a way to keep your finger on the pulse. Make sure you know what that number is. And that way, when you go to make those big decisions, whether it's hiring someone to help you with the work, purchasing a big piece of equipment, you know where you're at, you know where your numbers are. Make sure that's something you prioritize. Speaking of cash flow, I have a free resource just for you to help you get it under control. My Cashflow Blueprint is packed with tools, tips to help you track, manage, and optimize your finances so you can actually see the results of your hard work. Awesome. Download it now at chamberlainandgoodcompany.com/cashflow. Okay. Mistake number 2, not delegating early enough. I could talk about this until the cows come home. I love talking about delegating. Why? Because I was so terrible at it. So trying to do everything yourself is not sustainable. It's a really fast track to burnout. When I started, I thought I can do all this myself. I can do the marketing, I can do the accounting, I can do the client work. Whatever you threw my way, I probably told you I could do it. But doing everything alone doesn't make you a hero. Oh, it just makes you tired. So what can you do to be a little better at this? I'm going to tell you. Start small. Outsource those tasks like bookkeeping or social media management to help free up that time so you can do what you do best. Remember, your time is one of your most valuable assets. I want to relate this to maybe something a little more personal. I love talking about outsourcing and delegating because some people think that just means, well, someone's got to do the accounting for me. Wrong-o. Outsourcing can look a lot of different ways to a lot of different people. For me in the beginning, I was managing a business. I am a mom. I'm a wife. There were a lot of moving parts. So what did I do? I realized that I wasn't able to devote as much time to those everyday things like I wanted to. For me, that looked like cleaning. I was exhausted, did not want to spend my time on the weekends cleaning my house. So I outsourced that. I hired a cleaning company. They come 2 times a month. To this day, it's the same company. They are so good. And I know my house is thoroughly cleaned. It's something small, but for me, it made the world of difference. All that time that I was spending on the weekends cleaning was now time that I gave back to myself. I love it. We call them the cleaning fairies, and it's been wonderful. Another example of outsourcing that maybe you didn't think of is your groceries. So everybody has to eat. Everybody likes to eat. You have to plan your groceries. And if you're anything like me, you spend hours in the grocery store. Ew. How can you get a little better at this? So what I did was I signed us up for ClickList. Every single week, I make the list, I put it in ClickList, and the groceries are brought to me. Hours that were spent in a grocery store, no longer. It was so much better. So if this is something that you feel you are doing, spending all that time in the grocery store, and you don't want to, start there. It feels great, I promise. Let's move on to mistake number 3, ignoring marketing. Woo! Marketing is something that is not for everyone as far as the execution. So I hated marketing. I didn't like showing up on social media like that. I didn't want everyone to look at me, and I didn't want to make the time to do it. I dreaded it. But I do see this all the time. Great businesses that no one knows about because you're not marketing. It doesn't matter how amazing your product or service is if no one can find you. That is a very hard truth that I had to learn very quickly. Pick one marketing channel and just focus all of your efforts on that consistently. Don't spread yourself too thin. Whether it's Instagram or LinkedIn or email marketing, Facebook, consistency beats perfection every single time. So for me, I was old school Facebook gal and I knew Facebook. I understood Facebook. That's where I started. And you can get fancy. You can make a business page. You can start a Facebook group. But marketing to the people you already know is much easier than starting cold. And that's something that took me a while because, again, I had to show up on my personal page, but you can do it. This is also something that you can outsource quickly if you have the means to do. So for me, I hired a local company pretty early on, and they did all of the SEO magic in the background. I had a VA eventually, and now she does a lot of the content posting, and it's beautiful. It's not something I dread anymore. I look forward to looking and seeing together what we can all come up with to strategize, and it's not just on my plate. Mwah, chef's kiss. Quick pause. Are you subscribed to In Good Company? If not, why not? Subscribing means you'll never miss an episode packed with those actionable advice and real world stories to help you grow your business. Plus, it's totally free. So hit that subscribe button now. Mistake number 4, overworking and burning out. This one is so true when it comes to starting a business. Hustle culture glorifies overworking, but let me tell you, it's not sustainable. I've been there. I worked 12-hour days and ran myself into the ground. And what happened was I wasn't being as productive as I could have been if I would have taken a step back and scheduled time for myself. So I'm going to encourage you, schedule that time for rest. Treat it like a non-negotiable appointment scheduled on your calendar. Your business will thrive when you do. For me, that looked like scheduling lunch. That looked like scheduling bathroom times, but I didn't put that on my calendar. Find that time that you need to rest. I show up better for my customers, for my team, when I have had that rest. Mistake number 5, underestimating networking. Your network can open doors you never knew existed. Early on, I avoided networking like the plague. I'm an accountant. I don't want to make time to go talk to people. That sounds like something an accountant wouldn't do, so I don't need it. And I avoided it. Big mistake. Some of my best clients, some of my highest paying clients, those opportunities came from connections that I made at those events, that I made in the online communities. So try to get past that part because you need it. You need to network. Attend one networking event or join an online group every month. Relationships matter more than you think. People today want to work with people. They don't know who you are if you don't show up and talk about what you do. Joining these networking groups, my local group that I'm a part of, my online communities that I'm a part of, has made me a better leader. I have learned public speaking skills. I have learned how to talk about what I do because sometimes people just don't know. They want to hear it from you. So do yourself a favor, join those groups, join the online groups, show up at the events. And if you ever feel like you just can't do it, always feel like I've got your back. It's scary, but we can get through this. As we wrap up, I hope these insights into the top 5 mistakes that new entrepreneurs make and how to avoid them gave you plenty to think about. Because remember, mistakes are part of the process. It's inevitable, but learning from them is what sets you apart. Every mistake that I've made in my business, I carry with me today, and I try to be just a little better. So let that be your story too. If you found today's episode helpful, I'd love for you to subscribe so you never miss an episode packed with actionable advice and inspiring stories to help you grow your business with confidence. Don't forget to grab that free Cashflow Blueprint at chamberlainandgoodcompany.com/cashflow. It's going to be your go-to guide to mastering your finances and avoiding one of those biggest entrepreneurial mistakes, cash flow mismanagement. Thanks for spending time with me today. Let's keep building, learning, and thriving together. You're in good company. See you next time. Thank you so much for spending time with me on In Good Company. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, or share it with someone who's building their dream. Looking for more resources? Head to chamberlainandgoodcompany.com for free tools and expert advice. Until next time, keep growing, keep thriving, and remember, you're in good company.